Hi, I'm Nikki Young.
And I'm Ann-Margaret Gonzalez.
Welcome to the second season of Aquifer In-Sight. We're here at our Edwards Aquifer Authority Education Outreach Center where we bring the aquifer to you. And we're going to visit with Sarah Valdez, one of our educators here, who can share with us what's in store for anyone who visits the EOC this season.
Then we're going to get a groundwater protection update on an abandoned well in Bexar County.
And speaking of updates, we're going to hear from Scott Storman, who's going to share an update on the EA-HCP renewal process.
This is an exciting year for us as we're on the cusp of celebrating our 30th anniversary this June. It is through inclusion, imagination, and innovation that EAA General Manager Roland Ruiz has led the charge and taken our agency to greater heights. Hear more from Roland Ruiz as he shares where we've been and where we're going. All this and more on this episode of Aquifer In-Sight.
As we look back at the most recent decade, those 10 years have been really transformational for us at the EAA. We've moved from purely a regulatory nature agency to one that is more collaborative, interested in partnering with people and entities around the region. And we've used that basically as a rationale for moving forward as we embark on our 30-year anniversary for how we're planning for the future. So we introduced over the past 10 years what we call the 3 I words of our new work: inclusion, imagination, and innovation. And so what that means is that we've really been very diligent about being more inclusive. And when I say that, including people internally and externally to the mission, opening up our mission and explaining to people how they can be a part of it. And that runs the gamut from not just regulatory roles, but also partners in terms of funding, in terms of carrying the message forward of stewardship. And then we take that, and as we bring more people into the mission, we have an opportunity to rethink what the mission can be, how we can implement it. That's the imagination part. We start to imagine a new future, a new way of doing what we've always done. And then that leads to innovation, innovative ways approaching that. Technology plays a part in it, but so does the way that we engage with the public, the people that really rely on us to make sure that when they go to their tap and open the tap, water is there that is good, clean, and of a high quality for them. The businesses across the region who rely on that water for the economic well-being of the entirety of our communities. If you go to the west, the farming industry, it covers all areas of our 8-county region. And so we're inclusive, we're imaginative, and then we become innovative with what that brings to us. Those first 10 to 15 years of this agency was spent doing the really hard work of getting the law right, getting the rules right, make sure that we're doing it the right way so it could withstand all the challenges, legal and otherwise. And so we moved past that, and it opened up an opportunity. It opened up the opportunity for inclusion, for imagination and innovation. That's the differences that I've seen. And so we've evolved. We've evolved from what we were to what we are today, and we continue to evolve what we will be one day down the road in the next generation. Long after the time I'm here, this agency will still be here and the work will still be here. And that's important because that's legacy. And I've told the people that work here that what we do is legacy work. It's not, we don't sell widgets, we don't, work towards a bottom line on the balance sheet. I mean, we're very good stewards, fiscally and otherwise. But what we're doing is we're leaving a legacy for the next generations to come. They will be able to live here, thrive here, have families, and conduct business because we did our work today. That's the message of the next generation. And that's the message of our history. That's where history and the future meet, and that's where we are today.
So here we are at the Edwards Aquifer Authority Education Outreach Center, the EOC. And here to tell us why it's the place to be is Sarah Valdez, lead STEAM educator. So Sarah, you've now been here 4 years. Over 20,000 visitors have come through the doors. What can people expect if they've come or they need to come back? What's happening here?
They can come and learn about water. All sorts of aspects of water, everything from water and wildlife to water and artwork, water and math, water and science. And I want to go back to that STEAM word because we really are about STEAM: science, technology, engineering, art, and math. And art is one of those things you wouldn't really expect to see at a science center, but we do focus on every aspect of water.
And so it's free to come here?
Absolutely. So not only is it free, but we also have some funding for bus reimbursements. So if you're a school and you have a school school bus, you can apply for a grant. So I've been with the Edwards Aquifer for over 20 years now. We started out by going out to the schools, to the classrooms. And so there's only so much you can pack into a van and take to a school. So a few years ago, we decided that it would be nice to have our own facility where the community can come to us.
And you mentioned art and some other new things that people can expect to see this year or experience. Talk about that.
Right behind us is a poster of some of the birds that we can find here. There's an abundance of birds and wildlife out here. So we have all of these birds on this poster, and at some point we'd like to have posters and artwork all around the entire building.
And so you mentioned that there are hands-on exhibits and stuff. What are some other things that people can experience?
We do have some really cool exhibits. So we've got a lot of really neat displays. We have our Cloudcaster, which is a huge favorite. And we have a topo box where you can really kind of get your hands into creating a landscape, and you can make watersheds. And so we've got an aquarium, which is one of my favorites. So you can actually come and see the endangered Texas blind salamander. We've got 3 of them. And then we also have an endangered fountain darter. So you can see the fountain darters inside. And then we've got some native, non-native fish. We've got all sorts of plants. We have a great native plant demonstration garden. We've got all sorts of different things for you to see and do and touch and feel and learn and experience. So we want to keep changing things a little bit every year. So every time you come to the EOC, you're going to experience something new. We have also new presenters. And so we bring all sorts of people to come and do artwork. We've got storytelling. It's just a little bit something new every time.
And science, of course.
And science, of course.
So how can people sign up to experience all this?
It's really easy. You can go to eaaeoc.org and schedule a visit. So you can do a self-guide, or you can do a group visit. So you can come by yourself or as a family, or you can come with a group of students or a senior citizen group. We welcome everyone. So go online, or you can call also 210-547-2222 and ask how you can sign up.
So as you heard it, go to eaaeoc.org or call 210-547-2222, and then you get to learn why the EOC is the place to be.
Reservations are filling up fast.
At the EAA, our groundwater protection team works diligently to identify, monitor, and assess groundwater wells. And sometimes good wells go bad, like this one, and become abandoned. And over time, they can pose a threat to the aquifer. Learn more from EAA Senior Director of Regulatory Affairs, Roger Andrade, as he shares an update on an abandoned well located in Bexar County on St. Timothy's Catholic Church property.
This is an over 100-year-old flowing artesian well. We've gained access to it through a 20-foot excavation at the site. We put a camera down to 1,100 feet, so we know at minimum it's 1,100 feet. St. Timothy's Catholic Church is hoping to build a rectory at this site. Since the aquifer levels are low right now, this is the time to access this well and attempt to plug it, because otherwise at higher levels this well would be flowing. These are part of the EAA's efforts to try to handle abandoned wells. A lot of piping down there that we didn't understand how or why, but eventually we got to the wellhead and we gained access to it. In my 20 years, this has been one of the more difficult well pluggings that I've encountered. These abandoned wells are important because they provided access, a conduit to our region's greatest resource, which is water. These wells really do need to be plugged because if there's any type of potential contamination in the area, it could potentially make it to our water source through some of these abandoned wells. So it's important that property owners are aware that abandoned wells should be addressed accordingly. There's a way to properly plug them, and that's the best way to ensure that the safety and water quality of our aquifer.
The Edwards Aquifer Habitat Conservation Plan permit renewal process is underway. We're going to visit with EAA's own Scott Storman, who will give us an update of where we're at in the process and where we're going. Take a look.
The EAHCP is the Edwards Aquifer Habitat Conservation Plan. It's a plan that was developed 15 years ago in 2013 by 5 permittees that are named the City of San Marcos, the City of New Braunfels, Texas State University, and SAWS, San Antonio Water System, and then the EAA. We're the 5 permittees that are part of the incidental take permit, the ITP as it's called, that is granted from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Well, it starts with the aquifer itself. There's only so much water in the aquifer, and drawing down the aquifer over time could become a dangerous scenario. That's why the Edwards Aquifer Authority was created, to help regulate how much water is pumped out of the aquifer. And that water that we conserve stays in the aquifer. Now in San Antonio, there's lots of water sources that feed the San Antonio water system. 50% of their water comes from the aquifer. So a huge portion of their water so they're trying to create savings in the aquifer, because that is the best water that they can pump from. As the EAA and as the EAHCP, these two systems, we're trying to control how much water was withdrawn, because the more water that stays in the aquifer feeds the two spring systems in the Comal and San Marcos rivers. And those two spring systems are where the species are present. They're either present down in the aquifer, like the Texas blind salamander, or they're present in the actual springs in the river, like the fountain darter, Comal Springs riffle beetle, and Texas wild rice. The permit renewal process that we're currently under is looking to create a permit with an incidental take permit with U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. That permit will be between 20 to 30 years, depending on what the final outcome of the process that we've been undergoing for over 5 years. We started this process to renew this permit, to put a new permit in place in 2028. That, like I said, that'll be a 20 to 30 year process. We've been working on this for 6 years ahead of time. So we started in 2022, anticipating this new permit would be let or granted by U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. So in that process, we're reframing the entire HCP that's been done over the past 15 years in a way that will address the needs of the next 20 to 30 years. Solid and well thought out decisions for the future of the aquifer and how it's managed currently, but also for the future. And so as I've been here for 8 years, that's been the greatest improvement that I've seen. And it's been the most rewarding to be a part of.
The Edwards Aquifer provides water to 2.5 million people in central and south central Texas. The endangered species help set some spring flow standards for our region, which in turn helps us manage and protect the Edwards Aquifer to achieve those spring flow standards.
Thanks for watching Aquifer In-Sight. As you heard, it's our 30th anniversary, and we have more insight to share all season long.
From stories, aquifer conditions, to behind-the-scenes happenings, our podcast to our News Drop newsletter, all of this involves you, our aquifer stewards.
So make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and never miss a single episode of Aquifer In-Sight.
Until next time, y'all,
I'm Nikki Young.
and I'm Ann-Margaret Gonzalez.
See ya. Bye.
We hope you enjoy Aquifer In-Sight and that you'll come back time and time again. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel to do so.